Okay, here we are on part 4 of this video. I'll be showing you the easiest way that I found to depopulate these boards. Um, First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a flathead and we're gonna stick. Well, it's already come loose. All right, so pry off any kind of obstacles like this that are gonna prevent you from getting to any of the boards underneath it. And so first we're going to take, and there's a couple of little uh, gold pieces like here, just little gold plated deals that I see them on a lot of electronics, but I really have no clue what they actually, like what purpose they actually serve. Okay, so we're going to take a pair of tweezers and slide them inside and under there, get a good grip, and it'll come off just like that. Set that to the side, and that's what we'll do. Sure. Well, I have no idea where that one just popped off to, but yeah, that's what we'll do to remove the these little gold deals here. For the majority of the rest, what I've done is I took a regular flathead screwdriver and I sharpened it with my angle grinder. You just set it on the angle grinder like this while it's spinning to bring sharp enough that you could cut somebody or yourself on accident. If you're not careful, you could cut yourself with it. So if you decide to use a tool like this, be careful because they are sharp. And how we'll get mainly what I use these for is for the tantalum capacitors. You put it up to it, put your finger over the top so that they don't just pop off and go somewhere, and they come off just like that. Makes it a lot simpler than trying to pry them off with a pair of pliers or anything like that. So it's just going to wind up crunching them up in a bunch of little pieces, and makes everything a bit more difficult. I also use this piece for taking off the little connector strips like this and these. Makes it a lot easier to take those off. You just get it under the edge right there, give it a little pry, get the edge up, and then you just start working it. I can hold this in camera and do this at the same time. You just start working it under the edge there. It's a little difficult to do this with the camera, but if they do get to where they don't want to go under, you can always set this under the edge and then lightly tap the butt of the screwdriver with a hammer, and these all these little connectors, they just come right up. It's also good for removing your ports, your HDMI ports, your landline ports. You just get it under there like it is. This does really make it very simple. It's just trying to do this one-handed. is not simple. So this little piece right here, just a slightly modified screwdriver, and it's going to get off the majority of your components quickly and without breaking them. One of the components that you can get off with this flathead, but it is a little bit more difficult, is let's see if we have one here. I do not see one on this side. Here we go. We got some on the other side. Okay, so if it'll focus on this chip, there's little connectors all the way around, probably about 20 of them on each side. Sometimes I'll use a screwdriver for that. You just take it, butt it up to it like that there, and you just run it down, and it'll cut through all those little connectors. You need to do that on 3 sides. Let me do this real quick. You need to do that on 3 sides. Come on, focus. Focus. Yeah, I really need to get a new camera. I don't know, I'm fine with focus on the other sides, but not this side. Probably because of all your little MLCCs in here that are so shiny, reflect all that light back on it. But anyway, you do that on 3 sides. And at that point, you can just, come on now, you gotta focus better than that. At that point, you can usually just pop it up unless you've missed a few like I have. Kind of do that again, and it'll pop up like that. You just work it back and forth a couple times, and that'll come right off. Also, it's good for all your little MLCCs. You know, you just take it and work it under your MLCCs like that, and they come up just like that. So sometimes I'll use the screwdriver for those 4-sided chips like that, and sometimes I'll just use my box cutter because it's sharper, easier to get, and it's thinner. It's easier to get under there and do that. Some of the things that it does not work too well for would be your chips that are flat connected, like this here. It will work for them, but if you're not really careful, it'll break the chips. Which, I mean, if you're doing precious metal recovery, that doesn't really matter. The chips will wind up having to be either charred or broken up into a bunch of little pieces anyway, to get your precious metals out of them. So what I like to do with this though is I've got a little flat putty knife, and I'll take that flat putty knife, I'll put it under there, and then I'll tap it with a hammer a few times to slide it off under there, and then pop those up. So that's how we depopulate the boards. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera because that takes hours to do. But once I've got the board depopulated, I'll go ahead and show you the easiest way that I found to remove all the precious metals from the components that we're going to be taking off of it.